Hello, my name is April Lynch, and I work for Virginia Commonwealth University Rehabilitation Research and Training Center. I'm a vocational rehabilitation counselor, and today I'm here to talk about how to be an influencer in your company for hiring individuals with disabilities. So let's start off by talking about what is your company's mission? What's the overall vision? What do you all believe in? So if you're thinking about your beliefs as a company and a business, and then those values that also come into play, how can you connect that and create a mission statement if you don't already have one? Having a mission statement allows your company and business to be organized and understand why you're in existence, and really to be able to create goals and objectives to work towards. So overall, how can you as a company or a business create a mission that promotes diversity and inclusion, and then focus on those values and beliefs that your business has that you can then create goals and then work towards that long term? Let's take a look at this example of a company right here in Richmond, Virginia. The company is called Ravana Natural Designs, and they're an eco-friendly award and trophy making company. This company is particularly a certified B Corporation, which means that they really have an overall balance between purpose and profit in their mission. Although they want to give back to their community and help those as well that are in need, they also want to produce product and produce for their customers at the end of the day. So these particular B corporations have mission statements that often will balance that purpose that they're giving to their employees, as well as the profit that they're making as a company. So this particular company, Ravana Natural Designs, I was the employment specialist that got to connect with this company, and I initially came across their business in a job posting that they were hiring. And I wanted to learn a little bit more about what this company looked like since they were smaller and local, and I dove into reading their website. And when I checked out their website mission statement, I was able to then recognize that we had some similar missions going on as far as working at VCU Rehabilitation Research and Training Center and gaining long-term meaningful employment for individuals with disabilities. So Ravana may not have been looking at just hiring individuals with disabilities, but they were also hiring individuals that are non-English speakers. So coming to this country and needing purpose and sense of belonging just like anyone else. And that's where Ravana was starting to promote that mission within their company and in the community. So over time, with connecting with me at VCU RRTC, they were able to then talk about customized employment and what that could look like for their company as well. So we actually took a closer look at having one of my clients come in and getting to try out some of the job tasks and meet with the team. And this is a very small team of employees. And so my client, who can tend to be a little nervous around new people, felt very comfortable with the smaller group of people. And we did what we would call a working interview, where he was able to try out the different tasks, then pair them with his strengths. So what we learned from this assessment opportunity is that my client had a high attention to detail, and he was also very creative and artistic. And all of these strengths fit in with this particular company because they need someone with attention to detail to work on producing the trophies and awards. And they also really enjoy having creative individuals around because they're all artists at the end of the day, making products for their community. So my client fit right in, and they were able to then work alongside me and VCU RRTC to create a customized employment position as a production assistant. So here's a closer look at my client who was hired at Ravana, and this is just his bio that they added on their company website to, again, really foster and promote the abilities of all their employees and explain their different interests. So again, just tying it back to that mission statement and where can you create purpose, but then also balance that profit for your company as well. Because we know that if we can have purpose and we can have profit, that's a win-win relationship. So this particular example, working with Ravana, was extremely rewarding. This client is still working there to the day. Although we've had some recent setbacks with having to be socially distanced during the pandemic, This individual is still assured his job and a part of the team, meeting weekly for virtual meetings with his manager and the rest of his coworkers. But overall, this company that promoted diversity and inclusion really was a rewarding experience for the client as well, because he's able to be himself and have that sense of belonging each and every day. So how can you, as either a business owner or an employer in a company, take a step back and think, well, what are our ethics? What are we doing to promote autonomy of our employees and within our company? What principles do we have in place? Do we have standards as far as hiring individuals with disabilities, or promoting and trying to balance that recruitment for individuals with disabilities as well as mental health issues? So how can you all focus on your ethics and the culture that's already within your company and promote that diversity and inclusion? If you're already feeling like you have an inclusive climate, or everyone is feeling that inclusion is occurring in the workplace, how can you continue to better that? So not just stopping at having inclusive practices, but maintaining those and trying to make those better as you succeed in business. So we'll take a closer look at continuing on with more steps you all can take once hiring individuals with disabilities. But right now, just kind of thinking, where is your company's mission statement? What are your ethics within the company to promote that culture of the company, inclusive environment, and overall your organizational purpose? So here, just stating, when employees perceive that their workplace has an inclusive climate, they feel higher levels of psychological empowerment on the job and higher levels of organizational support. These associations are even stronger for individuals with disabilities. So again, promoting that inclusive climate can have a positive effect on quality of life and overall mental health within your company. And the more individuals notice that they're being supported, or individuals with disabilities are being hired and supported, this then promotes that inclusion within, and automatically your employees feel secure and they feel pride to work for a company that promotes diversity and inclusion. So again, looking back to that mission statement, how can you work with your employees to promote a mission statement you already have promoting diversity, or to create one within your business? So the starting point, well, we know that open communication is key. So this starts with leadership. We're talking all the way at the top. So this isn't just lip service, right? This is companies and employers wanting to make a difference in the community. Maybe not just externally, but within. So how can you start from the top with your leadership and have them walk the walk and talk the talk? And this means actually putting goals in place, committing to diversity, and then following through with action plans. And even how can you measure the progress of those goals over time? So talking with your leadership if this is an issue within your company or you feel like it could be better and improved. Again, starting at the top is where it can have the effect on the overall company and business. Everyone needs a leader to look up to. And if this person is leading with diversity and inclusion, the company is automatically going to feel more empowered to follow in the presence of diversity. And then in turn, that creates consistency for the whole company and the hiring practices of individuals with disabilities. So how can you as an employer or an employee make a difference and influence or make an overall impact within your company? So making diversity a commitment, as I said earlier. So this may look like promoting diversity within the recruitment process. So, really recognizing in the hiring process, taking a look closer at maybe the data of what types of individuals are being hired for what types of jobs, and where you're recognizing strengths and abilities within those jobs to then promote the type of individuals that best fit those roles and positions. And really as a leader or even an employee within that wants to potentially be able to make an impact, how can you listen to those around you? And not just, taking it all in, but fully reflectively listening, repeating back to your employees what you're hearing from them. They want more diversity. What can that look like? What are their ideas? Have them share. Or even if you're an employer or a leader observing something that's happening in the workplace that's either amazing, that needs attention and can continue promoting that diversity, For example, if you've hired an individual with a disability and they're excelling in their job, how can you think outside of the box to create more opportunities for individuals with disabilities? And we'll talk a little bit more about that in part 2 of this webinar. So finally, just thinking of influencing your company, again, creating those goals and measuring your progress. If you can make operationally defined goals and objectives, then you can be able to recognize and observe when things are going well or when they need improvement. So how can you create goals, but then measure the progress overall? All right, so now let's take a look at the effects of your influence. So what is the overall impact you're making in your company or business by hiring individuals with disabilities? Well, there's lots of awesome and positive impacts that you can make, but let's take a look at a couple. So first of all, boosting morale. We know that research shows that individuals with disabilities, when being hired, it can often boost the morale within the company or business they've been placed within. And this is often because the employees then feel pride working for a company that promotes diversity and inclusion. Or they may even have the benefit of being a trainer to this individual, which then promotes success factors for them, as well as just providing that mentorship to someone can be extremely rewarding. So how can you boost morale within your company by hiring an individual with disability or promoting best practices for hiring individuals with disabilities? Another reason with the boosting morale that we see sometimes is caregivers or individuals that may have loved ones with disabilities, when seeing that they are supported and treated well within the workplace, that then gives them hope and positivity for their own personal situation. And sometimes we can see these individuals then open up and really find connection with our clients, which then promotes natural supports within the workplace. And natural supports really is identifying an individual or group of people for our clients to be able to openly communicate with and have that support as their job coach or employment specialist is fading from their job site, with the goal of promoting independence, but having that stability within the workplace. We all need support, and we all need somebody to kind of have someone to talk with at times when we have questions or novel scenarios come up. And if that person's independent but doesn't have their coach on the site, a natural support can be very beneficial to maintaining that stability. So again, this can boost morale because of the connection piece, and mentorship can often be extremely rewarding. Another effect in your influence that you can make within your company is when hiring individuals with disabilities, if they are paired with an employment specialist or job coach or VR counselor, they will often ask your employer or this business whether you would like disability or mental health awareness training. This allows the promotion of inclusivity again, and also this promotes just having that awareness within the workplace, that we all have abilities, but we all have differences as well, and how can we promote our strengths. It also may be a little bit of psychoeducation on that particular individual and their diagnosis and how that may manifest itself, but then also how can you be fostering other strengths to promote that individual's independence, even if there are some differences or barriers that come up. So again, this is a free service that employment specialists provide when an individual with disability is hired, if they are paired with a job coach. And VCU RRTC is happy to provide this service. It overall will boost the awareness within your company for disabilities and mental health. A couple of other effects that can come up from you being an influencer in your company for hiring individuals with disabilities is increasing productivity. And this can mean the individual is helping produce lots of products because they're really awesome at that task, and they're working at an excellent work rate. But this also can mean an employee that's already existing in the company, if they have a lot of tasks on their task list and maybe half of them are their priority at the moment, but some aren't getting done, this may affect the productivity and the customer service within a business or company. So how can we recruit and identify a positive job match through one of our clients and even out the differences in the tasks that are existing and increase that productivity? Also decreasing absenteeism and turnover rates. So if you have good candidates that are reliable and motivated to work, then ultimately you will see this trend occur. And this can be extremely beneficial for the business as well as VCRTC, because we promote long-term and meaningful employment for individuals with disabilities. And most companies would like to have long-term employees that are reliable. So how can we partner together and make that happen? And then finally, so the influence as well is tax incentives can occur. You can receive credits for hiring individuals with disabilities. And again, like the disability and mental health awareness training, if you ask the employment specialist, job coach, or VR counselor that you're working with, they can provide some guidance in this area of how to get you signed up. And it can be really beneficial because you can sometimes earn money that evens out to the training costs for hiring that individual. So just being open and communicating with the employment specialist on how you all can work through you becoming a positive influencer in your company and really receiving those benefits and overall effects from your influence. So hiring individuals with disabilities. We really want to focus on that positive job match for abilities. Again, promoting for strengths and autonomy and independence for that individual. So how can we take a look at this job description or create a job description that doesn't exist to promote the abilities of this person and then also make it a win-win for your company? Again, open communication, cannot stress this enough. Employment specialists are with the individuals with disabilities who are receiving those services and have been hired as your employee. The employment specialist is with them for the life of employment. So how can we maintain a partnership where we have open communication and continue working together to make success for your company and for the employee you've hired on? And then again, just thinking back to where we can increase productivity and balance within the company. And you can do this by going back to that original idea of creating that mission statement or promoting your mission statement for diversity and inclusion to then balance out that purpose and profit within your company. And then finally, Virginia Commonwealth University's research shows that businesses who have a corporate mission, vision, and values of inclusion and focus on the gifts and abilities of all employees are the businesses who are able to diversify their staff, build collaboration, connection, and trust. I don't know about y'all, but that sounds like long-term meaningful employment to me. So how can we all work together to establish diversity, inclusion through collaboration, connection, and trust for hiring individuals with disabilities and making it a win-win situation for everyone? Thank you for your time today, and please take a look at our resources and funding page. And I look forward to seeing you all for part 2 of hiring individuals with disabilities within your company and how you can be an influencer. Have a wonderful day.